Hi everyone, this is Arsenal Fan Circle. It's Thursday night. It is the show that you cannot live without. And I've got four other uh, panelists here with me, esteemed guests, bridging across half of the world, I'm going to say. Uh, First, Alonso, Tony. Well done, the two of you.
Synchronized.
We did not coordinate that at all. You may know Gary. You may have seen the podcast that we did last. Gary and I tried to solve the squad problems all in 1 hour and a half, Gary. But maybe we didn't do that. But welcome aboard, Gary. It's your first live stream. You're going to be great. And we have Sam Greenwood. Sam, first time on the channel. Hopefully not the last.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
You got four of us here stateside, and Sam, you're from Norway. You're all the way
Correct.
from Norway. That is not daylight over your shoulder. That is
No.
kitchen light. You told
It's
me.
the kitchen light. Yeah, don't worry, guys. It's not daylight. I'm not that crazy. But it's just a kitchen light. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So, listen. First thing we should talk about is Tony. Mikel Arteta has been promoted. He's now a manager and not a coach.
First team manager is his job title now.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, this is something that has he's been doing the work, so now he's been recognized. So he's taken on more and more responsibilities. So now Mikel Arteta is now going to be called manager.
Yep. And I think it's a testament to what he's done, right? I mean, he's done a great job, and I think it's also in line with the departing of Raul. I think with Raul going out the door, it's opened up for more responsibility for Arteta, and I think him working really well together with Edu and Vinay, I think they've sort of recognised that he can take on more responsibility, maybe have more control over what happens with the recruitment, and so with that, I think you do step into more of a managerial role instead of the traditional just a coach being handed the players and you have to deal with them. As a manager, I think you take more involvement in what's actually happening with the recruitment, and I'm hoping that's what comes out of this.
Yeah, Alonso, it's great news, right? Mikel Arteta has taken a bit more control over the club and the day-to-day running.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think that it builds up momentum for him and the club going forward. I think that winning the FA Cup was important. Now for him to have full control, it's pretty good for him because he knows what to do. He knows the areas we need to work on and improve on as well. So good news.
Gary, he's on a steep learning curve. One Mikel Arteta came in December. Started this coaching game. Seemed to have done pretty well. Got a cup at the end of the day, and now he's assuming more control. Do you think he can take it all in his stride, Gary?
Well, I think so. I mean, I think what I've seen, he'll take things step by step. So I don't think there'll be drastic changes by him until he figures little things out, and then they'll become big things as he goes along. So the same way it seems like what he's done with the progression of the team, he probably do the same thing with management. If he does the same thing there, he'll be fine. But if he tries to take on too much, then it'll probably be a challenge.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else to say about Mikel Arteta, Tony? Tony, he hasn't really put a foot wrong for me. We talked about this with Gary a little bit on the last podcast. Hope everyone who's watching this now will check back on that last video that we did. But Tony, Mikel Arteta, he has not put a foot wrong yet.
No, he's good at coaching up the players. Really, the only thing he's telling me he's improved is substitutions and game.
Yeah, I mean that would be the one side, Sam. If we're gonna dissect Mikel Arteta, really, he needs to learn a little bit more game management, the right time, right place in the game to bring the players in. That's only going to come with games, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I really love about Arteta, what's really impressed me is he's shown how good he is at adapting with what he has. He hasn't just so many managers, they just come into a team and they say, right, this is what I want to do, and you guys are just going to fit into this. where Arteta has really taken the more pragmatic and basically flipped it the other way around and said, okay, how can I make these guys work with a formation and a tactical setup that's actually going to get the best out of them? And I'm so happy that Arteta decided to change the formation and see what he could get out of this team with the players we have, and that adapting like that to me just shows what a great potential he has as a manager, and I really, really hope it continues.
Can I add that? So Sam said, I'm going to elaborate because I think it's so important that Arteta did change formations when he did, because it put David Luiz in a position where he was stronger in, and that was a middle central midfield defender in a rear back formation. And also put Ceballos and Xhaka together as the main partnership, which I really liked as well.
Yeah, he worked well.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like he's going to. If he doesn't feel what's going on in the games like he did in one of those, I forgot which game it was, but he had put subs in the 80th minute when it was a little too late, when the tide was turning and was going the other way, and we weren't able to stop it, and it was too late, and then we gave up a late goal. So those things, I believe he'll pick up on and do better, because that's like you said, the subs, yeah.
Spurs game springs to mind for me, Gary.
Yeah, we had a couple of late game. If it was going to be if we were going to lose, it was going to be a free kick and a cross coming in that we just don't have a handle on, and it all starts with getting that free kick and not be able. If we can stop the free kick, then we'll be fine. So
wasn't it the Leicester game? The Leicester game, right? Wasn't it Leicester?
I know a lot of those games towards the end we lost the same way.
We lost, we lost goals in the last 15 minutes.
We had leads in all of them, and we lost either the lead or we lost the match.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same way. So hopefully that's changed, and we'll find out in a week or so. In a week.
Yeah, we'll find out sooner even than that. We're gonna get into the Fulham preview. So everyone is in the chats right now. Thanks for joining us. The guy down below me, if you haven't recognized, he's DWTT. He's usually in the comments section, and now he's in the live. So very, very happy to have Gary here once again.
Hello, everyone.
Hope he becomes a firm fixture moving forward, and he enjoys the format. You're amongst friends here, so just pull up a chair, like I always say. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into things. Steve Denham, thanks for joining me. Norma, the Assembled, always here. Urban Ghost, and a few other people. And Maxwell was here earlier as well. So we're going to talk about Houssem Aouar. Sam, let's start with you, Sam. Houssem Aouar. It's looking like the rumors are becoming a little bit more like possibilities here. Leon need the money. We need the player.
Yeah, it seems like that deal is getting closer and closer every day now. It seems the bids we've been making have been getting closer to what Leon can accept. According to the information I was reading today, I think we're very close now to actually getting the fee accepted, and I think we're quite close to that transfer. To be honest, I think it's on the cards. I think he's an exciting player. I think he can give us another dimension to our midfield that we need. I'm excited about it. I really am. I really hope we can pull it off. It looks like we're going to do it. So yeah, it'll be great.
Tony will definitely give us the creativity needed in midfield.
Yeah, it's probably our biggest need. We need assists and goals and just the creativity in the midfield. I think it's our number one priority, really.
I think personally we've shored up our number one priority right now. I'm going to call it that Partey is there waiting, like I said, in the green room on the shelf just for us to go and get him when we cash in on a few of those players. And they're actually working on our now as being what would be our second major acquisition in the window. And so, Gary, how will Aouar help us? Obviously, he's going to open things up immensely, right, in the forward positions.
Yeah, I actually decided to take a look and see some of the highlights on him, just because I've seen a little bit in the Champions League, but I got to, take a look at some, a lot more highlights of him, and he's going to open things up for us if he's able to, gets a little bit of space, which he will if people have to look towards, Auba and try to make sure he doesn't get the ball. So I think he'll get a little bit more space. He'll get the space that he needs, and then when I'm looking forward to seeing that live. That in a red shirt would be really nice.
Yeah, Alonso just to maybe progress the ball through midfield, something we haven't had in the last 2 seasons at least.
Yeah, and that department's been lacking, obviously, whenever we get to the final third and lack creativity and that. I think if we had a better midfield, attacking mid, we bring in more goals where we depend too much on Aubameyang to score our goals. And I think that, he I don't know if he's been with Lacazette at Lyon, but there's that as well, that camaraderie. So we'll see what happens. I hope that we do get him. I think right now he's our priority right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The Assemble said Arteta is doing what he's paid to do. His job, if it does a bad job, he'll be sacked. Yep. Back three, Rule. Thanks for joining us, Rule. Always here every week. I really appreciate you. Back three. No Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, maybe. 2 CDMs and wingbacks. No attacking mid. Yeah.
Yes, I mean it's interesting to see if we're sticking to this 3-4-3 formation, and we're looking at the way it looks at the moment. I mean, how would Aouar fit into there? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he takes the place of Ceballos and links up with if we get Partey, links up with Partey, or he'll link up with Xhaka if we don't get Partey, maybe.
It's a good point, Sam. It's going to be interesting. You're right. I mean, obviously, I would like to go to a 3 in midfield then, if that's the case. 4-3-3 to accommodate him. But I'm sure Mikel Arteta will be able to find the answer.
But do you also go 4-3-3 if against a weaker opponent like Fulham? Maybe just go with go with 4 at the back instead of 3 at the back, just against weaker opponents, and play 3 at the back against say Man City or Liverpool or Chelsea.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gary. And against the bigger teams, 3 at the back, and teams like Fulham. No disrespect to Fulham or West Ham who are coming up. We all should be targeting 6 points against those teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think unless things change dramatically, I think they'll start with that 3-4-3 until he gets all those new center backs acclimated to what's going on, and once they're more into the rotation and more accustomed to the game, because I think the game's going to probably shock them a little bit. It's going to be a little bit totally different type of style game to play. So once they're comfortable, I can see that happening probably in the second half of the year, where it's consistently running that 4-3, back the 4 in the back. So yeah.
Sam, isn't it strange? We all now are kind of missing David Luiz. He's going to be out for a few weeks, and we're like wondering how our back line is going to work.
Yeah, I mean,
without David Luiz.
Against Man City when we first came back from the lockdown, we were all hoping he could just disappear, and now we need him. He's become like a linchpin in our defense at the moment.
Yeah,
and that again I think it's down to him actually bottling down and improving himself.
Yeah, getting down to brass tacks. Yeah,
and Arteta also giving him the confidence, and I think, and it's also helped playing the 3. I think, as we've all said, playing a 3 at the back suits Luiz better than playing in a 4, in a partnership in a 4. So I think that's really helped him. And I mean, at the moment, I think it was also very it's very easy to see how important Luiz is for the club, in the dressing room, for the players. You could really see that in that video, the announcement video for Gabriel, the introductory video there for Gabriel. You could see how much Luiz was sort of driving things and steering things, and how important he is for those guys. So yeah, I mean, Luis is a lot more than just a player. Obviously, he's a leader. He means a lot off the pitch as well. So yeah, he means a lot to us, and him not being available now is going to be a blow to us. But that's where these guys we've brought in are going to have to step up. It looks like now with all our players who aren't available, this is where the Salibas and the Gabriels are going to have to step up and show what they're worth.
Yeah, Tony, David Luiz has quickly become the godfather of the Brazilian clique, as it were.
Chief trade waiter for Gabriel.
They all look up to him at this point in time, and Gary and I talked about role models and what captains can do, essentially looking on the field. But we've seen with Aubameyang that he is a captain off the field. He may not be there when the going gets tough, but we've definitely seen that. But our moving forward, Gary, I'll go to you. Houssem Aouar, it seems like we have done a lot of groundwork. Edu knows Juninho. The sporting directors have been talking. I'm sure Arteta has been involved. We've seen that on all of the transfers. A quick phone call from the coach, who's now the manager, doesn't hurt in trying to convince a player. And I'm sure that he's had some words with Houssem Aouar. And Aouar wants to come to the Premier League. Our one main danger will be Manchester City, but I'm going to put it to you, Gary. Are we we could be a better project now, dare I say it, than Manchester City? Is it too lofty to say that right now?
Well, I guess when I think about the answer to that, this kind of leads us to why Luis looks is looked at as maybe a mentor and a leader on the team, is that Arteta puts players in positions to succeed, and when they do, then they look much better to us. And if you look at Luis, look at Mustafi, look at Xhaka, they all have had their bad days, but then he's been able to put it in positions to where we realize their worth. And if he does that, he's doing that with those types of players, and we feel like we still need to upgrade in some of those positions. A better player, we're expecting the same thing and even more from them, because they come in with either better talent or they come in a little bit more seasoned. Can only get better, I think, based on what I've seen so far. So.
Yeah, Sam, I'm going to come to you with the same question, but I'm going to put this comment here for Stephen. Is the screen going a bit blurry, or is my eyes from too many bats to the head? Stephen, my old mate, I think it may be the bats to the head, right? The screen's coming in pretty good to me, but we love you, Stephen. Sam, would the Arsenal project start to look a little bit better than the City project?
Well, I think one of the things every player looks at when they're moving to the club they want to go to, they're going to look at playing time and their what position they're going to have in the squad. You're going to be a regular. Are you going to be a first team regular? Are you going to be a squad fringe player? And I think, at Arsenal, obviously, he's going to be a first team regular. He's going to be one of the first names on the team sheet in a team that's improving. I think it's become a very exciting project now. I think players can see this from the outside now, that now Arsenal with Arteta, Edu, Raul out of the picture, the way the team's been improving. I think we're becoming an exciting project. And with Aouar, I think he knows if he comes to Arsenal, he's going to get to play every game if he wants. And if he goes to City, he becomes a fringe player for me, because you got Kevin De Bruyne, you got Silva, you've got Foden.
Yeah,
they're all main competitors that could keep Aouar on the bench.
I also think, Sam, what's really important for a player is to feel like he's going to have mates there on the training.
Of course,
yeah. French contingent. I know he's an Algerian. I know he's an Algerian player, but he's French speaking.
Oh yeah, you got the French boys. Yeah,
that will definitely be an attraction, and we've seen in this window the power of the players actually calling the other players to come to the Emirates. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a big thing. Listen, so that's Houssem Aouar. Let's hope we're going to keep our eyes on this and see what happens. I want to announce we're going to go through everybody in the chats and everybody on the panel. We're going to do this a little bit later. I want you all to be involved. I don't know what you're holding up.
It's my predictions.
The predicted so
Yeah.
it's the predicted EPL table. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with this BBC website. I'm gonna do a random number generator, and we're gonna get um, teams and everybody in the chats and everybody on the panel, all five of us. We're gonna pick random teams from the Premier League, and we're gonna put them in their respective places, and we're gonna see how the Premier League finishes up. Just a little bit of fun toward the end of the show here. But the second part of this, now after Houssem Aouar, we want to go. Alonso, we're going to come to you with Aubameyang. It looks like Aubameyang is about to sign the contract. What does this mean
It means
for
a lot.
Arsenal?
I think that we retain our leading goal scorer, and he's a good presence to have on the pitch as well. I think
Yeah.
that his teammates believe in him. I think he's been a good captain so far. I think that he leads by example on the pitch, maybe off it as well. I think that
Hmm.
he's just a
We've
cool
seen
guy.
that.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I think that
Yeah.
he wants to be here. He loves London, obviously. I think I think he's good friends with a lot of teammates he's friends with the teammates on the Arsenal, like Lacazette and Pepe have a good friendship going, and so it's important for him because it brings, I guess, the fans of other clubs notice that he is Arsenal's captain, he's an Arsenal salesman, and he's going to sign a thing, I think. So it's good. It's a good signing, I guess. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Uh, Tony, definitely Alonso. Tony, we just frightened a lot of Premier League teams, a lot of our competitors. We just frightened them because they might have been licking their chops, thinking that Aubameyang is going to look for pastures greener, go to Europe. Aubameyang's staying, likely to stay, and he's going to keep terrorizing Premiership defenses this season.
Yeah, he's always a goal threat, especially out there on the left. I think teams were probably hoping he would leave and somebody like Barcelona would come in for him. But
Yeah, they were probably praying. The likes of Frank Lampard, Jose Mourinho, Ole. You know what I mean? These are the coaches that should be worried that Aubameyang's going to be staying at the Emirates for a few more seasons yet. Guaranteed, Gary, guaranteed 20 plus goals in the Premier League, and in other competitions going to go 30 plus.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for. I mean, as if he hadn't done enough, I'm definitely looking for more from him. And with the squad improving and some of the players around him, improving and being more seasoned, we should see more of him as well. He won't have to work as hard as he has in the past in some of the matches that he's worked, and hopefully, he'll be able to get more service, especially if they're able to fix that middle of the field, with some more players.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a problem for him to get 30 throughout all of the tournaments we're going to play.
Yeah, if we can put a few more weapons, Sam, if we can put a few more weapons around Aubameyang, it's kind of frightening what he could do, right?
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, Aubameyang is just he's a natural goal scorer, right? I mean, you can see with his strike rate, it's virtually second to none. The guy, I mean, yeah, we've seen him miss a few chances, but when we actually look at his strike rate, it's frightening. And then you saw at the end of the season how much he improved. I mean, he virtually scored at every chance he got. I mean, every major chance he got. Mm-hmm. And he's been showing it now in pre-season as well. I mean, he's looking sharp in pre-season too. I think he's one of those players that every defender just really, really hates to play against. He's that good. Yeah. And even out left, where for me he's not at his best out left for me. I think he's better down the middle. But listen, he's still doing really well.
There's a point of contention for me. Yeah. I think he's better. He's better on the left side for me, Sam.
Really? Okay. I don't agree with that, but we'll have to disagree.
No, it would be a very boring podcast if we agreed up and down, and
Yeah. Well, for me, it's a just a short, very shortly. Of course, we don't want to make a big thing out of that, of course, but just a very short point for me why I don't think he's as good out left is because for me, being that natural goal scorer, being on the end of things, I think he should be in the middle in that more natural position there.
Yeah.
Being on the end of things rather than where out left he's also in a position where he has to create things, and that's where he lacks for me. When he's got the ball on his left foot, he's not really doing that good. His crossing's not great.
I think he can do both, Sam. I think he can do what he did against Liverpool, isolate the fullback.
It works. So I mean, I'm not against him playing out left. No. It works. It works.
I mean, hopefully we will see some of the games that he will play in the middle, and we can analyze that. The statistics will show that yes, there's no proven yes or no against playing through the middle, but we'll see what happens. I know Tony agreed with me on that. That's not very often that Tony agrees with me on anything at all. So,
well, what's great with Aubameyang is he loves to cut in like Henry-esque, staying out left, cutting into the right to use his right foot, and curl it into the inside the far post, and that's what he's doing really well, right? So that's what he's doing many matches. So of course, being out left is going to help him with that.
Under Arteta, and especially in the restart, Sam, he has looked more and more like an Henry-esque type player to me. So I think Arteta has either he stepped up levels by himself, or Arteta has helped him to do it. But the fact remains that he's earned the contract right now. Tony wouldn't pay him that much. We know that much. We're not going to labor. Not going to labor on that point, though. Tony's the Minister of Finance here for Arsenal. Rule said Ozil was dropped because of the back three last season. It's far safer to play against attacking teams such as Liverpool and City with the back three to have that little bit of security. Exactly, Rule. New season, new players. Arteta may be tempted in going back to the back four with Willian instead of Ozil for the first match. Yeah, I mean, once Willian and Saliba, and I saw them on the training ground together, and Saliba is still way more impressively bigger than Gabriel. I don't know if you had a chance to see the two of them walking on the training ground, but Saliba looks like a unit, Tony, right?
Yeah, he looks like a little mini hawk back there.
Alonso, can you do one thing for me then? Since you have the list of the Premier League table, just set a column aside, and I want you to assign random numbers to every team, 1 through 20. So we're going to do this Premier League predicted table a little bit later. So just pick Leicester first if you want, so forth. You know what I mean? Not the finishing positions that they are. I know you have the list there in front of you, right? Because you did your homework.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rule said, I would rather start the season with a back three until all of our new players are settled and have at least 5 to 7 matches under the belt. I think we're going to see that, Gary, right? Until we're not going to hang Saliba and Gabriel out to dry. There is going to be a player there to help them.
Yeah, I definitely feel that's going to happen, and it should happen based on what the progress that we saw with just looking at Pepe. He's grown into the league towards the end of the season. He looked a totally different player than he did in the beginning, and the way. So that's going to happen for now we've got 2 players playing in that back four, that future back four, anyways. So they're going to need time, and I mean that's probably one of and also with the Luiz injury, that's probably going to slow down that progress again a little bit, especially that on-field presence that they're going to have. He was playing with them, so it might be a little while longer, but at least they're going to get playing time, but it's probably just not together for a while.
Yeah. And to Sam's point here, Sam, do you think we get Aouar in a perfect world? We get Aouar in. We shift some of that dead wood that we need to move on. But in a perfect world, halfway through the season, we kind of migrate to 4 at the back and 3 in midfield. Do you see that happening?
I think Arteta's going to stick with what works, to be honest. I mean, I don't think he's going to try experimenting unless something's not working, because I mean, you don't. There's no point, changing something. You don't fix something that's not broken. Mm-hmm. But for me, the big, what I'm sort of a bit anxious to see is how we play the home games against the teams that are, they're not going to attack us. The teams that are going to sit deep. The
low block, yeah.
They're going to sit deep and they're going to give us 70% possession. and they're just going to say, okay, here, have the ball, now break us down. Now that, for me, is going to be how we handle that. Now, in those games, maybe, like as Alonso said earlier, maybe in those games, maybe he'll try maybe to change formation to a slightly more attacking formation, knowing we're going to have the ball more, and maybe to be able to enable us to break their ranks easier. It'll be interesting to see, or else we'll just stick with the same formation and just change basically maybe how direct we play, or maybe shift up to a higher press or something like that.
Yeah, so you think it'll be pretty much horses for courses if we need
I
to
think
play
so, because
right?
I think Arteta is that smart and practical that he's not going to change something just for the sake of changing it.
Yeah.
Well, I got a comment on that. So sometimes we find ourselves frustrated with teams that were lower than us because they knew what we were going to do. We became too predictable. So when that happened, we lacked creativity, where we had trouble breaking down teams like Aston Villa or Burnley or Sheffield United, and it was frustrating. So we didn't score until the last 80th minute, or 85th minute. So even then, it was still frustrating because we lacked that creative midfielder to put that final ball in to score. So it was frustrating, but
I think Arsenal being Arsenal, they're just going to make you wait, Alonso. Anyway, be frustrated the whole game, and then they'll get that magical goal that you can go like crazy about. You know what I mean? So
that's why
you're right. We definitely that's what we need. A player like Aouar, a player like Willian, who's been pretty high up in terms of last season, the assists and goal chances that he's created. These are players who have been brought in by Arteta to spark a little bit more than we've already been doing,
That's one thing I wanted to. Oops, sorry.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say on that point is if teams do play that low block, the one thing I'm hoping for is that the improvement from Pepe's game allows him to actually take advantage of his footwork. Because with him on the ball, he pretty much can go by most players that we've seen.
I'm excited by Pepe. Tony will know that I had a little bet this season. I said maybe foolishly Pepe would score more goals than Lacazette. It was close though, Tony. It was close. But I think from what we saw in the FA Cup final, I can definitely see Pepe using some trickery, putting some defenders on their arses, if you know what I mean, and scoring and setting up some goals, especially in that inside right channel. So definitely excited for that. But let's get to the assembles question here. Cazorla, Giroud, and Podolski were signed. We sold Van Persie. Partey, Aouar, Partey, and Gil. Who are Arsenal going to sell to get them? Who wants that question? Who's Arsenal going to sell? Tony.
Martinez, Bellerin.
Bellerin for 30.
Martinez and Bellerin.
Yeah, so we wanted to get to Martinez. Gary and Gary probably agreed with me. We talked about the goalkeepers. We'd like to keep both goalkeepers if at all possible. Obviously, I understand. I'm going to let Gary have his say as well next. But I understand if we do need to free up the funds. I'm not really in favor of it, but it's something that has to happen maybe. But I would at all costs try to keep the two goalkeepers. For me, Torreira, Bellerin, like Tony said, PSG are going to shell 30 big ones, hopefully, for him. And, a couple of other sales could do it for me. But, Gary, have your say?
Yeah, as it stands right now, I mean, we have to, get rid of 8 players as it is already. So a lot of players that we know are probably going to be gone, but, we might have to let some of those other players go that are in starting positions right now, because they're worth more, of course. And we've shown that we can't just get rid of players and get transfer fees in unless the teams want them, and they don't want a lot of the players that we have that we want to sell. So
any of the remaining crew, Alonso, Sam, Tony, want to speak about Martinez possibly going to Aston Villa?
Well, I think it's. I mean, for me, I think it's terrible if we're only going to get 20 million for him. I mean,
Yes.
15 million supposedly.
I mean, if you look at this apparently we've made a bid for the Brentford goalkeeper for 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
That's not a great net.
That's the Brentford goalkeeper for 10 million, and we're going to sell Martinez for 20. How does that make sense?
Yeah,
It just doesn't make any sense.
The only thing they can see is this $10 million, 10 million closer to Partey or an hour.
Well, I can understand the 10 million, and I can understand because nowadays 10 million is a very small fee, right? I mean, that's nearly nothing in today's money. But then that makes the 20 million for Martinez look ridiculous because, okay, there's the argument he only played like, what was it, 12, 13, 14 games. He didn't play a whole season. But what he did was very, very good, and he actually did it in an FA Cup final as well. So,
And
how it can only be 20 million, it's just mind-boggling. I just don't.
Yeah.
The recruitment team, Arsenal, we need to. I mean, I know we need to sell players, but you don't get that desperate where you're virtually giving players away. You just don't do that. Not with Martinez, who's on a long-term contract. We've just tied him down on a long-term contract, right? Or what we could do. And I mean, you just don't. He's got at least 2 years left or 3 years left on his deal now. You don't let him go for 20 million.
No, it's ridiculous.
You know,
you look around the league, Sam, and there are championship players coming to Premier League teams for more than 20 million. You know, other teams are able to do this.
Exactly. Well, it's an asset, right? Martinez now is an asset. And this is something we've continuously done in our past. We let our assets go for nothing or next to nothing. And this is something we really need to stop doing. I mean, you don't let Martinez go for 20 million. You hold on and try and get money for him. And if we have to hold on to him, then we hold on to him. That's just the way it is. You don't give someone away just because you're desperate. You know, we're in a worse situation with all our other players who are down to 1 or 2 years, who are not very good, who are basically, we basically can't give them away, basically. But with Martinez, he is a good goalkeeper. He's a top-level goalkeeper, right? So if you're looking at like Kepa, 70 million, if Kepa's 70 million, then Martinez is 150 million then, right? I mean, right? I mean, so of course I'm making a joke there, but listen, for me, Martinez, you're holding out for at least 40 million for me, at least.
Yeah.
I would say 35 million.
Tony wants in on this.
What I was reading tonight, it's only 15 million for him, and he's agreed for 4 years for 60,000 a week.
Plus add-ons. Norma would be happy with getting Grealish plus cash for Martinez. I would probably solve things 352, Tony. You know. Yeah, on Martinez things, I can tell it's hurting Sam. It's going to hurt to lose him, right?
Well, the thing is, he's done so well, and I can understand now. They've probably had the meeting now. I mean, the league is starting for me now in just over, not long now, over a day or basically something like that, day and a half now.
Or 48 hours. Yeah.
So I mean, they've obviously had a sit down and said, okay, who's going to be starting? Now they've decided on Leno. I think that's what's happened. They decided on Leno. He's going to be the starting. He's going to be the number one, which for me he deserves. Okay, I know there's a lot of talk for Martinez. You can make a lot of good arguments for Martinez. If Martinez was the number one, it wouldn't bother me. I think
it truly sounds
doesn't
like,
bother me.
Truly sounds like a clean slate. So the goalkeeper.
But they've chosen Leno.
All
chosen Leno.
Has gotten a clean slate, right?
Yeah. So they've chosen Leno. So that means Martinez now can be put up for sale. And because obviously he doesn't want to just sit on the bench for the whole season. So, but listen, you've got to sell him for the right price. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say one of the things if Arsenal marketed their like new jerseys the way they weren't, if they could do the same thing with Martinez, he would be worth 40 easy. I mean, you don't even listen. You don't even pick the phone up if it's 20 mil, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can we make a slick video about Martinez? Can the Arsenal?
I mean, every time he's grabbed the ball and he just grabbed it and holds it in his hand, you do that.
Let the Arsenal machine Let the Arsenal machine make it
Ball
slick.
goes in, it never comes out. It goes. He touches it, it never comes out. I mean,
Let's
He's a
Gary,
goalkeeper.
let's make a slick video about Martinez, and then we'll get 40 million, no problem.
yeah, we'll take our 5%, 10%, right?
Real said he loves that space between right back and centre back. That's Aubameyang. Aubameyang can't or isn't as effective with his back to goal. Egal, big up Egal. Thanks for joining. The Assembled. How are you? The Assembled, totally agree with you. That's why I think we need a striker and send Eddie on loan. If we're not selling Laka. Now, we were just talking about this a few minutes ago. So basically, it seems like our structure has collapsed. We have three at the back, so a player had to collapse into our back line to go three at the back. Lacazette has had to collapse in the midfield to help tactically as well. So we are a little bit deficient in midfield. The striking situation between Eddie and Laka. Well, what do you think of that?
Well, for me, I think they're two completely different players.
Yeah.
And Nketiah is an advanced forward, more a frontline striker that's good getting on the end of crosses. He's got to be far into the box on the end of crosses. For me, he doesn't work as well dropping down into working with midfield. He doesn't do that role as well as Lacazette does. So it depends on what kind of game you want to play. If you're pushing for goals, you need someone to be on the end of crosses. Okay, Nketiah is a good choice. But if you're playing, I'd say the way we play, where we have to have the central striker basically as a false nine or something that looks like a false nine and drop in and work with midfield. Lacazette is a lot better at doing that, and Nketiah doesn't do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Again, Arteta will pick depending on the team. Rule has just said PSG have a new right back from Roma, so possibly Barcelona, maybe the next suitor for Hector. I'm not sure we're going for Raya. I figure we may loan a keeper. Yeah, we're going to see what happens pretty soon here. Sam, you get what you pay for. The assembled, yes, you say clean sheet. Does not want to devalue so Rule saying have to talk about clean sheets here. Everybody's getting a clean sheet, even Guendouzi and Ozil. So we'll see what happens there. I'm saying that a lot. We'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Is Guendouzi getting a clean sheet though? That's the thing. He seems like he doesn't seem like he's getting any looking whatsoever. Even Ozil got to play the other day.
Does he have a squad number again?
Arsenal probably won 40 million for Martinez, but he did not sign the contract. Where his value could have been increased.
He's still worth that. He's got 3 years, isn't he, left on his contract?
He did not sign the new contract, so I thought he had.
I thought he signed a new one, didn't he? He signed a new one for 60,000 a week or something like that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'd say not many are leaving. They keep putting Guendouzi in the deals for players. We can't
get rid of him.
We can't get rid of him.
It's like we're going to put him out a yard sale or something like that.
Yeah, he's like that. We'll give you this guy for free. You know what I mean?
That's the worst. It's like, do you want fries with that? No thanks.
No thanks.
It's like everybody wants fries, but for some reason,
do you want him? Do you want him? Do you want him? Do you want him? I mean, if we've got a dude, they're just like, okay, who can we call now? Okay, let's see.
Tony, do you want him?
Okay, do you want him?
Thank you.
Tony, you want him? All right, so let's push forward. 8 people watching, and slap that like if you haven't already. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of great live streams like this with 5 great people giving you great insight. We're going to push on. Tony, we're going to push on to Fulham versus Arsenal. Let's preview the said game that Sam was talking about. And everybody in the comments, get ready. We're going to play that predicted Premier League table right after we preview it.
I can't wait.
Tony, Fulham versus Arsenal. What are you looking for in that game?
I'm looking to see what our defense does, what we do on the flanks, where Lacazette or Eddie starts. It's a game I think we should win 3-1.
Yeah, I mean it's a game. This is very much starting out, Gary. Very much starting out like the last season. We talked about this a couple of days ago. We have two games on paper that should be 6 points in the bag. Very similar to last season when we went to Newcastle and squeaked 1-0 due to Aubameyang, and we had a very enlightening Burnley win, which was gassed a lot, but and then we came crashing down a little bit when we met Liverpool. Well, in third game of the season, we're going to meet Liverpool again at Anfield. We need to start off on a good footing against Fulham.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this game. Just want to get it started, but also I feel like with any improvements that we've had going into the end of the season, if they continue, it should be hopefully an easy one for us, and hopefully we'll be able to finish a lot of those early chances that we've been able to get in games, and hold on and not really have to hold on at the end, just kind of pull away. So
Yeah. No, I want to bring Norma's comment in here. So she talked about Barca wanting Bellerin, but this comment as well. Norma, this is something we're going to do on the channel on Sundays and weekends, especially. We're going to get fans from other podcasts, and we're going to get a West Ham fan to preview the game on that Saturday before the game. You're right. I was watching a West Ham podcast. West Ham are in turmoil. Does anyone know a little bit more about what's going on with the ownership there? Basically, they want their ownership out as well, and we will get more information as West Ham comes up on the horizon for us. Tony is slagging off Stephen for copying his scoreline. So, Alonso, I'm looking forward to obviously seeing who's going to be the goalkeeper. We have a strong suspicion now it could be Bern Leno based on recent events. Looking to see Saliba definitely in there, possibly Holding and Tierney on the left. If we could have another 10 players just like Kieran Tierney, we would win the league, no problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's important. I know people want to see back three at the back, but I like to see four at the back because I think Tierney's best position is left back, and I want to see William play as well and Saliba, because they are new boys, and it'd be kind of nice to see Ozil as well. But we can't offer him in there, So I think that someone's getting left out. And I think we start three at the front. And I think Lacazette's on the bench, just in case something happens,
Yeah. And Norma's having a lot of fun here in the chats, and great to see you, Norma, again. We need to beat Chelsea's rivals, Fulham. So, Sam, how do you see that panning out? Our midfield may be Ceballos and Xhaka as well.
Yeah, I think we've got the tools to beat Fulham, definitely. I don't think it'll be as easy as we think it'll be because Fulham, obviously, it's this whole bounce of, it's their first game in the Premier League. They're going to want to show that they're, worth being there and everything. It's always that first game pride and all of that.
Yeah,
it's going to be. Yeah.
Usually tough games, Sam, coming up from the league. They've been doing well. They will have been buoyed by that playoff.
Exactly.
They won. They beat a good team there.
Exactly. So they're gonna want to show everyone what they can do, and they're gonna make it difficult for us. But we've got the tools to beat them. I think we'll win. I don't think we'll change to a 4 in defence because I just don't think we're gonna do that at this point. Of course, I can understand why we could, and there's a lot of good reasons why. I just don't think we're going to do it because we're going to stick to what we're doing now, and that'll give us the tools. We'll probably push them a bit higher. The press will be a bit higher, and we'll just have to see what the guys do up front. Take our chances. Aubameyang's looking really good at the moment. I think he'll score a goal or two.
Yeah.
And I can see us winning 3-0, to be honest.
Yeah, Tony, buoyed by the contract that he's going to sign if he hasn't signed it by then. Aubameyang. Hopefully, the danger for me is players play really, really well for contracts. And when they get the contracts, you see a dip a little bit. I hope that's not the case. I can probably speak confidently enough because Aubameyang is just that kind of player. He's got that quality, got that class that he should be able to kick on and be our talisman again next season.
Definitely.
He should be.
It doesn't look like he's slowing down either, does he? I mean, even at his age, which was so promising to see. I mean, he's not slowing down. He's still got that pace. He's still looking sharp, and I mean, at his age, I think that's really good to see.
I have a question. Since we're kind of like down on center backs, is Mavropanos still on the team?
He's loaned out.
Is Mavropanos still on the team?
No, Mavropanos is loaned out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at Nuremberg.
Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, I just want to make sure. So, are we thinking that is Socrates going to play? I guess since we're so depleted.
He's getting sold.
Is it really?
Who's getting sold, Tony?
Socrates, I think.
Socrates, yeah. He might not even be getting sold. He's just getting moved.
Apparently now we're going to give him away for free as well.
Free. Exactly.
For free.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder why we haven't done that for others. If you're just going to pay them off, why don't you just pay them all off and then
just go.
And
Please go.
You're spending the money anyway.
Just put them all on a bus. Put them all on a bus. Give them the ticket, EasyJet tickets, from Luton Airport. That's it. You go.
Don't worry about it. Your apartment, we'll move it for you. Yeah.
So the question is, so who's going to start on Saturday as the center backs?
That's why I think we're going to have. It's going to be Tierney. It's going to be a three. Tierney, Holding, and Saliba. It's going to have to be Saliba, I think. Yeah.
Let's just pick the team then between us. Would you, Sam? Would you go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles on the left or the right?
I think if he's going to start, for me, he's going to go
on the left.
He's probably going to go on the left, probably. Yeah.
It wasn't your pick, Tony.
But thing is, I would actually leave him out for this one. I would like Saka. I would like Saka out there on the left, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, Tony, you get the right back or the right wing back.
It'd probably be Bellard starting as wing back.
Alonso, pick your two midfielders.
I'd pick I pick Xhaka. I pick Xhaka, and I'd pick I go with Bios.
Come on, there's not that many to pick from.
That is true.
Bios.
Gary, you're right forward.
Right forward. I want to see Pepe out there. So I want to see.
Will said expect him to be man of the match on Saturday. Pepe.
Yep, I want to see that. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen enough, and I want more. So, yeah.
I'm going to give Tony an opportunity to pick his favorite player in the center forward position.
Lacazette.
Yeah, not Xhaka. We know Xhaka is your favorite player, but Lacazette's your second favorite. And we'll go to Aubameyang up front, but on the left side. Arsenal should have signed Jermo Lewis as backup left back since Kolasinac is leaving. He's possibly going to Roma, right? Kolasinac. We're going to get into the predictors here soon. Everybody in the comments, you get a part to play as well. So I'm going to be calling your name out, and I will have a random number generator. And it's going to be good. No, Arsenal told Napoli they want 4 million for Socrates, so they will keep. Yeah, well, Norman, that could go to 0 very easily. Xhaka El-Neni is pivot as ever. Yeah, okay. So here we go. We're gonna start sharing the screen, Tony, and you hate when I do this, right?
Tony.
He looks very concentrated.
That didn't work, right?
If you share your entire screen, it looks okay for everyone else.
Your entire screen. Thanks, See, Sam's already been more helpful than the rest of you put together. Does that look okay? Does
Yeah, that's awesome.
that look okay? Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do here is bring up this thing here. Okay. Can everyone see that?
Barely.
Barely.
It's a bit small, that one.
Was it really? All right. This sounded like a good idea in practice. It is a bit small. Okay. So let me try and figure that out. Okay. Sam, we'll get there, Sam. Please don't put thumbs down on this part of the podcast. Okay.
Too late.
Tony,
I think if you go back to the normal mode where we're all of us on the screen at the same time, go back to the normal mode, okay? There. Yeah. Now share your screen, entire screen. That will automatically put us out on the side.
Perfect. All right. Glenn's laughing. Sounded like a good idea. All right, here we go now.
There we go.
Now we're cooking. Okay.
There we go.
All right. I'm going to do a random number generator, and Gary, pick a name from the comments section. Pick one of our viewers.
All right. So let's go with Norma.
Okay, Norma. This is the random generator. I got the number is 13. Lucky for some. Now, Alonso.
Yeah.
What team is number 13?
You know
in
Fulham.
Fulham. Okay.
Yeah.
Norma, tell us where you think Fulham will finish in the league table when the season is over.
Right. I'm sorry. It was West Brom. Sorry, West Brom.
West Brom.
Sorry.
West Brom. Norma, tell us where West Brom will finish. And one of you tell me when Norma says, and then we'll go.
Is Norma
panel,
awake?
We'll go a panel member. All right, West Brom. Where will they finish, Norma? I'm gonna go with while we're waiting on that. Sam, number 19. Alonso, number 19.
I got Burnley.
Burnley. Sam, where will Burnley finish?
On my table, where I think they'll finish.
Yeah.
I think 13th is on my table.
Okay.
Yeah, Norma said second to last.
Ooh. West Brom.
For West Brom.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Look, this is just a little bit of fun at the end of this. What did you say? What did we say next for Sam? Fulham?
13.
Burnley 13. Okay. Listen, what we lose in style, we make up for in another way. I don't know what that is. Gary, pick another name from the comments section.
All right, let's go with let's go with Glenn.
All right, Glenn Kitely. Here's your number. Oh my God. All right, Alonso, number 5. Number 5, Alonso.
Leicester.
Leicester. Okay, Glenn. Yeah. Where will Leicester finish? I'm heading towards the top of the table. And this is all documented, Glenn, so there's going to be some banter at the end of the season. While we're waiting for that, we're going to do Tony next. Alonso, number 11.
Number 11 is Sheffield United.
All right. Tony, where will Sheffield United finish? Glenn, where will Leicester finish?
9th.
9th place for, what was the team again?
Sheffield
United. So Chris Wilder's going to have a reasonably decent campaign. Glenn, got your votes in for Leicester, Glenn? Alonso, number 7.
Number 7 is Manchester. No, Wolves.
Okay, Alonso, you get to answer where Wolves will finish.
I have them at 7th.
You have them as 7th. Okay,
Yes.
Wolverhampton Wanderers will be 7th. Glenn, have you got your answer in yet?
9th. Glenn
9th
said
place for Leicester. Ooh, he's hating. He's hating on Leicester. You can't take 9th place. Sheffield United is taken. Glenn, 8th or 10th? See how this is working out? I'm sweating back here.
I blocked him.
Glenn, 8th or 10th? Alonso, number 11. What team is that?
He said 10th. 10th for Leicester.
10th for Leicester. Thank you, Gary.
Yep.
Alonso, number 11.
West Ham. West Ham.
Okay, I got Leicester 10th. Was it, Gary, or 11th?
Leicester at 10th.
Sorry, Glenn. I messed up there. There we go. All right, West Ham. Gary, you get to decide West Ham.
All right, so I think they're gonna be just getting just by the thread of a needle. So 17th.
17 for West
Yeah.
Ham. I think West Ham fans would be pretty happy with that, right, Sam?
Probably, yeah, probably.
You know, I was watching that podcast, and some of them would advocate dropping out of the Premier League just to get their ownership out. Alonso, hey Gary, pick a name from the comment section that hasn't gone. So
All right,
can't
so
be
let's
Norma,
go.
can't be Glenn.
Let's go with Rule.
Rule Carvey. Alonso, number 4.
Chelsea.
Okay, Rule, you tell me where Chelsea's going to finish. Gary, pick another name from the comment section.
All right. Let's go. Is Steven?
Stephen Denham.
Denham. Yeah.
Number 7, Alonso.
Number 7, Everton.
Okay, so Stephen Denham, you tell me where Everton finishes. Rule, tell me where Chelsea finishes.
Hey, where did Leicester finish on the current?
Leicester finished 5th, just outside.
On here, predictions.
Well,
10th.
Glenn has put them down
Yeah.
in 11th position.
10th for Leicester. Yeah.
By no way, shape, or form are we saying we're going to get this correct, right?
Right.
Any answers from Rule or Stephen?
Nope.
Or was it Stephen and someone else? Okay. Gary, pick another name from the comments.
All right, we'll try the. Okay, Steve Denham said 11th for Everton, but I think we
That's
have.
taken. That's taken, Stephen. So, he's right. 11th is there. Yeah, that's not taken. Everton is 11th. That's not bad, Stephen. I think that's a good shout.
What about Chelsea?
Chelsea was. Who got Chelsea?
He hasn't said yet.
Roll.
Let's roll. Oh, he said 7th. He said 7th.
You can have 8th. We'll put Chelsea in 8th.
Okay.
It could happen, right?
Okay.
You got another name, Gary?
Well, Norman said 3rd place, but I don't know what that's for.
All right, we'll give Norma another go since she's active here tonight.
Yeah.
Team number 12, Alonso.
Let's see. The Scum.
Tottenham. Norma, you get to decide where Tottenham finish.
All right. Well, you can't put 3rd now.
Who went in 3rd?
I think she meant Chelsea. I think she was talking about Chelsea.
Oh, okay. That would be okay.
We'll put Chelsea 3rd.
Raul said 7th.
7 for, it's going to be 8th place. 8th or 6th, Rule. And what team was that for?
Chelsea, he said, was 7th.
Oh, I'm confused now. We'll leave Chelsea in 3rd. Sorry, people.
That's weird.
Alonso, number 9.
Glenn said
Number 9.
that team from North London goes 20th. So
Crystal
Tottenham.
Palace.
Tottenham's 20th.
yeah.
I'll happily do that. No arguments here, right?
So Ray, it's Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Sam, you pick Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, I have in 14th.
Okay.
Norma has Tottenham at 8th.
We put him bottom. They're getting relegated. We put him bottom. Number 16, Alonso.
Number 16.
Was it taken?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Pick a name, Gary, in the comments section.
All right.
Got to be someone we haven't called on yet.
I think. Oh, the Assembled. You're there.
The Assembled.
Yes.
What team was it again?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. With the takeover, they would have been close to the top 4.
Yeah.
Without the takeover, you got 12th, 15th, 16th, 18th. The Assembled. Gary, give us another name in the comment section. Are we running out of names?
I think we might be running out of names. I might have to start over again here.
Tony, you get Alonso, number 18. Did we do that already?
No. Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. Tony, Aston Villa. And
The Assembled said 12th.
the Assembled, Newcastle.
18th.
18th for Aston Villa, is that what you said?
Yep.
How about Crystal Palace?
Gary, did the Assembled? Oh, Crystal Palace. Sorry.
Yeah, the
Gary,
Assembled.
did the Assembled?
Yeah, he said 12th.
12 for Newcastle. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 for Newcastle.
Okay.
There we go.
How much more do we have? All right.
Somebody's going to get Arsenal. You know that, right? and they get to decide their fate. Alonso, you're next. We did Tony, right?
Yeah.
Number 1, Alonso.
Manchester City. Number 1, of course, first place.
Ooh, you think they're going to win the league?
Yeah. No. Sorry.
It's okay if you do.
I'll say first place. First.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Tony, there's nobody knows what's going to happen. Liverpool got out to a great start. Now we're uncatchable. But they might have a tricky start. They've got a very difficult start to the season.
Yeah,
Anyone else in the comments, Gary, we can go to?
Nobody knew. I can start over again if you want.
Start over again.
All right, so we'll go with Glenn.
Glenn Kidley, and get your answer in quickly, Glenn.
Why don't
Number 4, Alonso.
Number 4.
Did we do 4 already?
Yeah, we did.
All right. What number is close to 4?
3.
All right. Who's 3?
Arsenal.
Okay, Glenn, you get to decide Arsenal here. You got 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th. Don't go below 8. Gary, Alonso, number 7.
He said 4th.
4th place for Arsenal.
Yeah.
We get top 4, boys. Alonso, number 7. Or what number is closest?
We've done 7. Let's see.
What's close to 7? Up or
Fulham.
down? Fulham. Okay, Gary, you get to pick Fulham. Our opponents on Saturday. I thought I'd do one myself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say, was 18? Is that still open?
This was my brainchild, so I better put some predictions down. Yeah. We have 16th, 15th, 14th.
Oh,
Fulham fans will be happy with 16th.
yeah. I think 16. They're gonna be. Yeah. Wow.
So 16.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
we still have Leeds. We still have Liverpool. Okay, Alonso. Well, I'm going to do one. Number 2,
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay, I think first place is taken, so they're coming second. And we get to decide Man United, Leeds, and Southampton. Alonso, number 17.
On 17. Leeds.
I'll give this one to Tony.
What's the lowest number left?
Leeds United. You got 14, 15.
15.
I think they might be one of the surprise teams.
Yeah, Bielsa's a very good manager.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Sam. Alonso, number 10.
On 10. I think we did that already.
Okay, what's close to it?
Let's see.
11 or 9?
So Burnley.
What is it?
Burnley.
Burnley, we did Burnley.
Oh, jeez. Southampton.
Southampton, Gary.
Oof. So I'm gonna have to go with, I guess, 14.
14.
Mhm.
Okay. Aston Villa is going to have a good season.
Got an amazing season.
I don't know.
That's because Spurs are down in 20th.
It's all right. So we have 5th, 6th, and 8th. Gary, pick someone the next rotation in the comments, please.
All right, let's go with Norma.
All right.
Man,
Number 5, Alonso.
Manchester United.
Manchester United, Norma, right? And pick another name, Gary, in the comments section.
And we will go with Rule.
Rule.
Yeah.
Alonso, I got number 3.
Okay. How about Brighton Hove Albion?
So we have Brighton for Rule and was it Man United for
Yeah.
Norma? Get those votes in. And
All right.
who wants to go in the panel? for
So
the
Norma
last
had
one?
8th place. Is that
Yeah. For Brighton.
Yep, it looks like it. Yep. And then
He's
we're
on.
waiting for a Rule if he's
Rule.
on. Yeah.
One last one. We're going to give it to Tony because he's grumpy if I don't bring him into the conversation. Who's the last team, Alonso?
Jeez.
Got 18. Well, I can. Let's wait for. There's a Rule we're waiting on.
Yep, Rule. Yeah.
And what team did we pick? Man United.
Yeah.
Rule 5th or 6th place for Man United. And look, this is just a bit of fun. We're just having a bit of fun here. All right, Rule, we'll give you a second more. What was the other team? The last team?
Brighton Hove Albion.
No, we did that one.
Villa, isn't it?
Aston Villa. So,
No.
Gary, you can pick 5th or 6th place.
Whoa, yeah, this. I don't want to.
Aston Villa with Grealish, and they're going to have Martinez in there, unfortunately.
Well, it's going to be 6, but I'm saying that begrudgingly.
All right, 6th place to Aston Villa, and we'll give 5th to Man United. What does everyone think about that now? what's realistic, what's unrealistic.
Yeah, I
Manchester
don't think
City-
I don't think anybody believes Fulham's gonna stay up.
Let's start from the top. It could happen. City could wrestle the title back away from Liverpool. Frank Lampard could continue to be a good coach and get third place. I'm very hopeful that we're going to get fourth place. Ole, Man United are an unstable lot. Aston Villa will play above expectations and grab sixth place. Wolves will continue to be pretty decent in seventh place. Brighton, they're a decent team. Sheffield United, and Brendan Rodgers has been sacked mid-season. We're just getting 10th place. Abramovich is still there at Everton. Newcastle, and Newcastle. Burnley and Southampton. Leeds have under. Would Sam? Would Leeds have? Would they be happy with 15th? Probably first season, right?
Yeah, I think their goal is to stay up, obviously. But I like you. I think they're gonna surprise a few people this season.
Yeah, pushing close to mid-table. I would say 10 or 11
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Fulham and West Ham are going to be happy to be there. And seriously, Crystal Palace, West Brom, and Tottenham get relegated. So, you know.
Jose getting back in week 2.
So in our world, it worked out pretty well, right? So anyway, that was my brainchild. So blame me for everything. Aston Villa 6 is just like Bangalore days. That is the correct top 4. It could well be the correct top 4, maybe not in that sequence, right? So, Alonso, you'd be happy with that top 4? Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Well,
no particular order, right?
Yeah, I mean, this realistic to me. I think that the way Arsenal done business this summer, I think that there's no reason why they can't be higher than eighth, than or improve that in last year's position. I think that with Arteta's way of managing this club, I think that this is the first season, granted, half a season at best. So I think that there's room for improvement, but I think that expectations on that Champions League esque if you get that far. So yeah, I mean, I think that top 4 would be awesome.
So everyone, welcome to season 3. Let's build a community. We're going to target 25 likes here to get things rolling. People watching on the playbacks, I know you're not hitting the like button. So if you're watching this at home at your leisure and you're enjoying the goofy stuff we're up to, slap a like on that there. And as Stan, I'm not going to repeat what Stan said last time, so that's enough of that. Listen, we're building up here. It's game 3, season 3. So we're going to bring good things for you here, and I want to let you know something big is going to happen on Sunday. So tune in on Sunday. We're going to have a nice guest on Sunday. So we're going to just tease you a little bit on that, but tune in and find out who it is. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's joined me tonight. We're going to round things up in a few minutes. Sam, thanks for joining me. At this point in time, I kind of say final thoughts, and then we go on for another 15 minutes. Right, Tony?
You're by yourself another 40 minutes.
So, Sam, final thoughts, and I just want to thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully, you can come on again.
I just want to say thanks a lot for having me. It's been a real pleasure to see all these guys here on a stream. And normally I'm in the chat section, ranting away about something, or normally just having to go there.
4 o'clock. Close to 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's 4 a.m. here now. Yeah, it's 4 a.m. here now. So still not daylight, just the kitchen light. So it's okay. Anyway, it's been a real pleasure. It's been real good. I want to thank you guys. Been a really good stream, and thanks for having me on. And yeah, I'd love to come on again another time. It'd be great. And just to summarize, I think we're gonna win. our first game. I think it's going to be tougher than what we think, but I think we're going to win. And hopefully we come out of it with no injuries and, looking pretty decent because we've got enough injuries already, especially in the back line. So, fingers crossed it goes okay and we win the game.
I just love the Norma's having a good time in the chats as well. The PE teacher can't reach top 4 this season. So, no, definitely. We'll have you on again, Sam, at some point in time.
Thanks for having me. It's been really good fun.
Maybe even a regular occurrence on Thursday nights,
Yeah, it'll be good fun.
Thursday nights here, Friday mornings there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's been good fun.
And that's what Arsenal is all about. It's a worldwide entity, and that's why I do Sundays, 7 p.m. UK time, but I also do this slot so we can be accessible on a live stream to a big portion of the world across 2 podcasts, and bring Alonso back in. He's dropping in and out. Alonso, final thoughts, Alonso.
Yeah, so I think that we're gonna give Fulham a go. I think that we're prepared more for than last time. This time last year, I think that Arteta has the confidence of the team, and the team has confidence in him. I think that there's a lot of changes happening still, but we have to be confident, and have to be confident in what they do this season. And I think this is still a learning curve for Arteta. It being his first full year, so I think that we as fans have to trust in what he's done and what he's going to do in the future. So I'm confident we beat Fulham. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to tack on to that a little bit. Arsenal fans, we've had a great 8 or 9 months under Mikel Arteta. Yes, there's been some bad times. We've lost to teams we shouldn't have lost to. We've beaten teams we shouldn't have beaten. So let's get some consistency here. And let's understand that we have a tough start to the season. We will lose games. We're going to lose games. But don't lose your stuff. If we lose games, don't lose your stuff. We have Saliba. We have Gabriel. The defenders we are pinning our hopes on. We have to be careful to not break them down. Right, Gary? We got to bring these players along. They're going to be there, hopefully, for many years to come. We've got Tierney. We're seeing good things happening with the team. We've got players all over the team that are going to progress. Some of those young players might take a backward step this season. So, Gary, have your final say or tack on to what I just said.
Yep. I just, in terms of how I would like the season to go, I feel like there's 38 games, there's 38 times for the team to get just a little bit better. And plus any of those midweek games, also another chance for the team to get better. So with those little changes over time, I expect, I'm expecting, big things from the players that were, trending upwards towards the end of the season to continue that, and those that still haven't, we got new players coming in right in the new year. So when Mari and Martinelli come in, hopefully healthy and ready to go, there's another transfer. There's like new transfers for us. So I think, just baby steps. We're going to take baby steps, little improvements here and there. And then hopefully we'll see the full picture at the end of the season and be smiling again.
Gary, I want to ask you one very important question.
Uh-oh. What'd I do?
Did you enjoy the live stream?
Definitely enjoyed this. It's good. I like the back and forth, and definitely enjoyed it. Definitely would like to do this again.
We want you to feel comfortable. Yeah. This is a community. People in the chats, people in the panel guests. We're all together, and occasionally, even when Alonso wants to break away from us, we bring him back in.
He's back. He's back again. One thing I forgot to ask is Tony. Tony, what is the beverage of choice today?
Yes, let's make that a feature. Alonso.
There we go. Saturday siren. Nice.
Wow.
Alonso. Sam should be the one that's getting tired, not you. It's 4 o'clock in the morning now. Where he is. He's just come back from vacation, right, Alonso? You're away for a little bit.
It's just Wi-Fi, man. It's just like the Xfinity over here. I think the weather's bad here, so it's raining outside. So it kind of That's exactly what I thought.
Alonso, Glenn said Alonso's avoiding the extra 35 minutes. Now, I usually talk for another 35 minutes because I just hate to say goodbye to everybody. That's the truth, really. And Tony gives me a lot of crap about it, you know.
No, I know.
Tony, your final say, Tony. Forever hold your peace after this until tomorrow.
Finally start putting in more complete performances, more closer to 90 minutes and not hot one half, cold the next, or hot for 20 minutes, then
Yeah,
ready to
yeah.
see consistency.
It's
hard.
and it's frustrating. You know, everyone wants to get their transfer business done before the start of the season. But there's other teams just like us. They're looking for players. City haven't done a whole lot yet as well. So sit tight. We'll see what happens. You know. There, I said it again, Norma. The only problem was sacking Don Raul, since promises all of us are signings before the season starts. Yeah, exactly. Poor Sam deserves a vacation.
Wow.
It's not that bad. Don't worry, it's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I want everyone to read the ticker at the bottom. You're all a great group. I'm glad and happy to build this community, and I'm glad and happy. I got 4 great people here on a Thursday night to come and talk about Arsenal, and I've got more people watching in the comments section, and I've got even more watching on playback. So I hope everyone enjoyed this podcast. Now the football's back, we can actually talk about games starting on Sunday, and that's a good thing. Let's move on. And you know, Tony wants me to say goodbye right now. So
No, I don't.
well,
Short of my final words.
I'm going to do it. Sam is probably looking at his bed right now. Listen, I hope everyone enjoyed. This podcast, and we'll see you on Sunday. Stay tuned on Sunday. We got a special guest coming in, and thanks to everyone who is giving us props right now for a great show. Stephen Denham, Glenn, Norma, Tony, Rule, all these people. I really like to get all of your names in here and just keep talking. The Assembled, all of those people. You know who you are. Until Sunday, we'll see you. We are out of here. Come on, you Gooners, up the Arsenal.